What's up guys, my name is Jellycut5 and welcome to the preview of the Chelsea versus Barrow game for the Carabao Cup fixture that takes place tomorrow at Stamford Bridge. Before we do get into the video though, it'd be much appreciated if you haven't done so already to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Chelsea versus Barrow then, really kind of an easy fixture, but it could work out tough in some respects if they're not to take it seriously in any way or form. Barrow doing fairly good this season in all fairness, top of the League 2. I know that's not really much to shout about compared to the stature of the club and so on, but at the same time they're having a pretty good season. This is a good time for us to really rotate the squad and get some players playing that haven't really played during the start of the season and see what we can do in terms of the systems that have been worked and so on. I would like to see a big change in the squad, and I feel like it's always a bit of a one where we've got such a depth in terms of the squad that we have got available to ourselves, so now we use it. We've seen over the previous fixtures that we have played in the Premier League, it's pretty much been the same faces, so if we're able to change that up and get a few players played and maybe put some kind of doubts into the mind of Enzo Maresca coming in the Premier League, then that might be the case. We can't falter the form that we have had in the previous kind of games in the Premier League. It has to be said we've done pretty well, so there's been no reason to make really kind of any drastic changes, but at the same time it's always food for thought, and we've got many competitions to play with the Europa Conference League, and obviously if we do pursue for the next round of the Carabao Cup, then we're going to be having to play another fixture. I would like to see us take it seriously because I feel like it's something that we've always been competitive in. We've always reached the final for a fair few consecutive years and so on. Obviously, we was in the final last season. It could be something that we could achieve, and at the end of the day we're not going to be winning the league by any means whatsoever. That is a run between City and Arsenal. When you look at the FA Cup, again that could be something that we could go for, and again the Conference League, so cup competitions could work in our favour and that could really stem something special for ourselves. So a game like this, even though it doesn't really look that big on paper, I feel like it could be something that could be worked to in terms of importance and so on. We've got a game on Saturday bearing in mind as well, so it's going to be food for thought in terms of being able to kind of change the lineup and everything else like that. I'll get into that in time. So we're going to have to be careful who we choose and so on, bearing in mind we've got a big game on Saturday against Brighton at home. That's a big 3 points that we could pick up there and then. Let's get into our score prediction and then I'll get into our lineups a little bit after. In all fairness, I think Chelsea are going to have way too much for Barrow. I do feel like it's going to be a close game in the first 10 or 20 minutes or so because they're going to park the bus. They're going to be able to kind of sit there. They're not going to bring anything to the table whatsoever. Or they might kind of have it where this is their one opportunity to be on the big stage. They might completely give it some. I mean, when we played against AFC Wimbledon, that was kind of the case where it was only a 2-1 victory for Chelsea. So we might just be seeing something similar against Barrow. Bearing in mind that AFC Wimbledon probably aren't at the level of what Barrow are this season. But I'm still going for a 4-1 score prediction. I feel like it'll be too comfortable for us. There's going to be a lot of changes. That always alters thing in terms of the actual kind of lineup, in terms of what we display on the pitch. But at the same time, we should have too much quality and we should get the job done. And I reckon a 4-1 win. Now, I'm not too sure if this is the particular lineup that they'll definitely go with, but this is something that I would actually like to see in all fairness. A big change in what we're used to seeing, that is for sure. So still stick with this formation of a 4-2-3-1. That's clearly Enzo Maresca's system and how he likes to work. In goal, Jorgensen. He's explained that he's a cup keeper, so I'd like to see him in the cup. At the end of the day, Robert Sanchez has been doing very well between the sticks in the last 2 games against Bournemouth and against West Ham. But at the same time, I would like to see a change in Jorgensen. Left-hand side, I'd like to see Ben Chilwell come in. He's fit. He's not injured. There's no reason for why he can't start. Cucurella could do with a rest. I'd like to see Chilwell on that left-hand side and see what he can bring to the table. Josh Akupong at centre-back. He displayed some really good things in pre-season. He's been very good under the youth setup, and Enzo Maresca has had big things to say about him in press conferences in time. There's no reason why he shouldn't start this game for the simple fact, again, we need to rest some players that we have got in terms of just kind of rotating the squad, and I think it's only wise. And if you were to partner with someone like Levi Colwill, I think that would be very wise at the same time. The only thing that I would have the slight worry about Levi is he has played every minute of every particular game that we have had in this particular season. So at the same time, as much as I'd like to see Colwill there, I probably would think that Badiashile would start, but that is kind of the person that I would like to go with a pairing of Akupong and Colwill. On the right hand side, Axel Disasi. Malo Gusto is back fit. Reece James is still injured as of the moment. That is the only injury worry with Lavia coming into the side. Hopefully, again, against Brighton, he is a doubt for this particular fixture. I wouldn't say Disarcy's a right back whatsoever, but we don't really have anyone covering that sort of field. He came on against West Ham and he did alright. There's no reason why he should struggle against Barrow in all fairness, so he should be okay on that right hand side. In the middle, Renato Vega and Dewsbury Hall. Renato Vega's been a revelation for Chelsea fans and he's really brought back some passion and so on, and I feel like he's worthy of a start in centre mid. And same for Dewsbury Hall, he hasn't really done much, so don't get me wrong, he hasn't really won over the fans as much as Vega and so on, but we've paid the money for him and he's definitely worth a start. You could probably start maybe Carney Chukwuemeka, but at the same time I don't feel like it's wise in that sort of position, bearing in mind it's more of a defensive role compared to attacking. In front I've gone for Felix and Cuckoo and Neto. It's a very strong side this, but it's the depth that we've got to offer. Felix hasn't really started whatsoever for Chelsea so far, so I'd like to see him make a start. Same for Nkuku, he's been scoring a lot of goals but just hasn't really seemed to be able to get the luck of being able to have Enzo Maresca pick him, so I feel like he should start against Barrow. And for Pedro Neto, it'd be good for him to get some confidence, and if he can get a goal against Barrow, then that might just stem something special for himself, bearing in mind that he hasn't really done much in a Chelsea shirt. Last but not least, I've gone for Mark Guy up front. We saw him in the Conference League against Servette a fair few times, but apart from that, we haven't really seen his actual services in all fairness. He's a good striker, he's young, he's talented, he's got a lot to offer, he just needs the game time and he needs the confidence to get goals, and if you don't start him, he's not going to get that. Nicholas Jackson has been doing absolutely phenomenal up top. Again, he's worthy of a rest, we need him for Saturday, so there's no reason for why he should be starting this particular fixture, and it would be good for Mark Guy to get some confidence behind him and get some goals, because he might be good for us into season, but if we're not going to use him, then I can only see him getting loaned out. So that would be my preferred 11. Whether that's going to be the case, I'm not too sure, but it should be a simple fixture for Chelsea, and this is a good chance for ourselves to get in through to the next round and build on something here and just get a consistent amount of wins, get something at home. We haven't won at home yet, bearing in mind, so our away form's been perfect, but our home form's been really kind of just dull in all fairness, so be good to be able to get a nice win at home and then obviously go on to Saturday with a bit more confidence and so on, knowing that we've won X amount of games in a row, and just go from there. But that is it for my preview. It's short and sweet. There's not really much to say about Barrow and so on. I mean, in terms of the history that we've got against them, we've only played them in the 90s and so on. Obviously, they've been down the Football League tier for many seasons now. They might be coming up to League One, but for the moment, they are in League Two. They're going to be excited for this tie. This is their cup final at the end of the day. I'm hoping that Enzo Maresca takes it seriously and gets the win to put us through to the next round, and hopefully we get an interesting tie in the next round. But that is it for this particular video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.